Good morning, gang. Good morning. Welcome to this week's Bitcoin update. First and foremost, remember, nothing discussed today is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is for educational purposes only. Now that's out of the way, let's jump straight back into the Bitcoin charts. And let's talk about what's been happening and what I'm looking for next. So obviously you guys like to learn from this. So I've planned out a few of the trades that we've taken in the group this week. We can talk through them, the reasons why we've taken them. Again, it's been another technical week, I would say. So if you don't have a clue what you're doing when you're trading, then there's a good chance that you got destroyed this week once again. So let's zoom in, shall we? Let's zoom in and have a look what's been happening. So first and foremost, let's start off. The first trade of the week was actually over the weekend. Now, I typically speaking don't trade weekends. But if a setup presents itself, then I will happily take a trade. Now, once again, we had another great trade, so let's put this a little bit of context with this. In fact, before we go into this, let's just hide that. And let's talk about the old influencers once again, because they've been doing what they always do. Drawing comedy triangles, drawing comedy patterns. Here we go, right. So let's do this. Right, so fun part, we've talked about this, obviously, Last week we talked about a trade that we had here because of another comedy triangle, you know, influencers drawing this one on here and this one to here, and we ended up catching a nice shot from the top. And again, it's the same trend line, which is quite entertaining. But fun fact with this is you'll see these influencers and they post this, and their initial top line was actually here. And obviously this is the shot that we took last week, and we talked about it on last week's video. Obviously, if you want to learn more about that, then go watch last week's video. So we had a nice shot last week from this. Again, influencers trying to bait their followers into trading the breakout because once again they haven't got a clue what they're doing. And then funnily enough, what they've all done exactly the same thing, and you only have to go on Twitter to look at this, is they just keep moving it up. So now they're incorporating this wick. So once again we get the same situation again. We come up into this. Now this actually is, for me, the genuine trend line. Okay, and the reason why it's the genuine trend line is because it's part of a parallel channel that we traded in the group, part of an Elliott wave count. Okay, so once again, we came up into the highs, little swing failure pattern of the highs, didn't take anything out, so there's no liquidity grab there. Okay, then the following day, we come up, we grab the liquidity, so we can look at this. Let's look at this on the order flow. Where are we looking? Let's get the right one, which is this high here. Once again, we come up. So this is those first couple of wicks into that trend line. We come back down, we come up, we grab the stops, and we can see all these market buys up here, grabbing these stops that were short in here and having really tight stop losses, again, because they want to make a lot of money and get the better risk to reward, stops them all out, and then the market fully reverses on them, right? And that's exactly what happened here. Now, for me, I was actually one of those people, and I'm going to hold my hands up on this. I actually shorted this on the Friday before the next swing failure pattern happened. So could that be a mistake? Yeah, well, I've documented it in my journal as need to exercise more patience, but here we can see what happened. Right, so if we get rid of these comedy triangles and random patterns that people are drawing, and this is the parallel channel that we've been looking at in the group, okay? So for me, when I entered this trade, I was fully aware that this thing could go again. So I had a stop loss placement up here. Now, why did I have it up here? Because if it took out these highs, then likely it was going to come into my next area of interest, which I've openly shared on here, which is around 30,400. Okay, that sort of region. Okay, so if it does come up to here, that's a completely different trade idea, hence my invalidation of this. Take out these highs, both these highs, which we've not really successfully done because we're still making lower highs all the way down. Okay, so start changing this structure, then we start questioning what's going to happen next. Okay, so hence the stop loss placement. Plus, again, as I say, well aware that we could get stopped out on this. In the end, I was looking to trade this back down to the weekly level. So what we got in the group is a nice 4.82R trade in the end. Okay, or 4R realistically. So that was a weekend trade. Again, can't complain about it. Good trade, lock in the profits, and that's job done. Okay, so that's the reason why this. So again, back to influencers posting the comedy triangles. Again, liquidity grab, swing failure pattern, you know, it's bread and butter trading, is that, okay? So then we fast forward to Wednesday. Okay, let's zoom in a bit for this, shall we? Let's zoom in a bit for this. So Wednesday was a little bit more complicated. It wasn't a straightforward trade. Now, I did actually have a long from these lows because we had an entry coming down here. into the golden pocket, which then pumped. But again, that's by the by. In hindsight, it was actually quite a poor trade, but it is what it is. Then what happened here? So obviously, on the back of the CPI data, we did get the big FOMO pump up. Now, at this time, when we're up here, starting this pump, I was saying in the Discord, not really interested in this price level, either happy to wait for higher prices or see some weakness, because we're in no man's land, okay? So there wasn't much confluence in this area, okay? The only confluence I did have is I had a 1 to 1618 fib extension in this zone here, okay, which effectively marked the high. But for me, that's only one piece of confluence. I need more reasons to take a trade. So therefore, for me, that first high wasn't a reason to take a short. However, after this, and I start to see this range forming, I come into the group once again, and I say, take those single prints that was created here. We can see them on the chart here. Take those single prints, and we've got ourselves a DD day, right? And again, I've referenced this. This is the BART pattern, or a double distribution day, okay? Then I'm coming back into the group then. Once I'm starting to see this range form, I'm coming back in and I'm saying I'm looking for reasons to take a short. Okay? So if we zoom in, we're on the 5-minute time frame here. The guys know I'm looking for reasons to take a short. Now, what did we have with this in the end? So we had the initial high come in. Then we had the low. We had the high. Started drawing a volume profile on this. Value area high. Deviate outside value area low. Back up. Again, coming back up again. And then this is where the longs started coming in. On order flow, we could see this happening in real time. We could see new longs coming in, but they couldn't push price higher. Okay? So when people are coming in, smashing market buy, which are the aggressive participants, which effectively are the things that move the market, they're all smashing market buy and price is failing to go higher, then it goes back to what we've talked about many times. What's the market trying to do? And are they doing a good job? Well, the market was trying to long, but they weren't doing a good job. So for me, then, that's the reason why I'm looking for a short trade. Okay, price came back down, came back into the point of control, back up. Let's zoom into a lower term time frame so you can see this better. Back up into the value area high. That was the reason for the short entry. And what I was looking for at the time is to trade it back down into, let's come back over here, trade it back down into daily open. Went straight through daily open without a reaction. And in the end, wicked right down here, and it gives you a 10-hour trade. Again, if you held onto it that long. Now, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you because I'm not a LARP. I did take profits. My initial take profit one was back at daily open, and then I skimmed some more profits off back here because this then played into another trade setup that I was talking about on our Tuesday live stream with the members. Okay, so zooming out a little bit more now, let's look at the other trade that we had on the back of that. What we had is we had a long opportunity. And the reason why we had this long opportunity is because I'm saying to the guys in the group, this is on Tuesday, so every Tuesday we either do one of two things, where they go through a new topic, new TA, or a new trading strategy, or every other Tuesday we do high time frame and low time frame trade ideas for Bitcoin. Okay, these are not signals, but these are what I'm looking to happen. So we can see here, this is a screenshot from the trade, from the live stream, and what I'm saying is every man and his dog is pointing out this obvious as hell head and shoulders pattern. Okay, influencers screaming this, because influencers, again, you've seen with the triangles, influencers love patterns because they've never progressed past patterns. Okay, you can always tell where someone is within the trading cycle if they trade patterns. Okay, especially the breakout of patterns. Okay, so I'm well aware that people are spotting this. Okay, then we've got this neckline going on here. Okay, so what I'm saying to the guys on Tuesday is this is again a low time frame idea, because I'm saying it genuinely actually could be a valid head and shoulders, but patterns rarely play out the way that you want. So what I'm saying is here is come down, grab the liquidity of the neckline, catch the breakout traders, and then reverse it. Okay, so this is what I'm planning out on Tuesday, again well in advance. Didn't know any of this had happened. No hindsight bullshit with this. Okay, we zoom into a lower term time frame. Let's go into the 15-minute. And what happened is we come down, break through the neckline, come back up through the neckline, and then pump to the highs. Okay, it's actually not a representation of that. More like this. Screenshots are all in the Discord, by the way. So yeah, you can get proof if you want. You come into the Discord and you can see proof in there. So what happened, we'll come down, we'll grab this. Now, if we come back out, we can see what happened on the order flow once again. All we were looking for is cascade, trigger their stops, or breakout traders. What happened, we come back below this neckline. This is the 30-minute chart. So obviously this is where I'm looking for my entry. Once I've got this, and we can see here, got all this excess down here. So this is a mixture of new shorts opening and mainly long stop losses being triggered. Now, why are they being triggered? Because of this last low here. So obviously a lot of people have been using this low here, longing all within this, using this as their stop loss level. Okay? Because it's the most recent low. What did we do? Well, we just came down, triggered the stop losses, nice stop loss hunt, came back up. We had a nice pump to the upside, which the pump to the upside then just filled back in all this inefficiency that it created when it dropped down. Fast move like this, again, I say this in a bullish structure, when a coin moves straight up, it creates no structure, so therefore it can come down just as quick. It works the opposite way. It's not just one-sided. If a coin comes straight down, it's created no structure, so therefore it's quite easy to push price back up. And what happened? We pushed price back up and we came back up into just below this consolidation here. Okay, so there's your trade. So profits taken on the shorts, profits taken on the longs. We could even get stopped out in this stream, but again, if I get stopped out, absolutely fine. I'm getting stopped out in profit. I'm not going to complain at that. Okay, so that's the trades of the week. So once again, it always comes down to the same thing. Don't trade these influencer patterns. Always comes down to the same thing. Look where liquidity is. Look what people are trying to do. Look what the market's trying to do. Is it doing a good job? Yes or no? Again, all this stuff is what I teach. And obviously, if you want the real-time updates in the trading plan, this is what I teach on the website. Okay? Free Discord access here. You want to get involved in the trading course? Absolutely fine. Here's the video library. Here's all the stuff that we teach. I'm just about to start planning out next Tuesday's live stream. Okay? We've got lots and lots and lots of content. And again, it'll cost you the grand old price of $59.95 Great British Pounds. If you do that into US dollar, that's $75. And again, if you want to pay with crypto, absolutely fine. We do have a function where you can pay with crypto. You just need to come into the Discord and send me a DM. Okay? So this, again, I teach all this. And I also plan it out in real time for you, the trades that I'm looking to take. And I'm honest with things. You know, if that trade didn't go south, I was actually honest about this on Twitter yesterday, that I was skimming profits from my longs because I wasn't comfortable. And the reason why I wasn't comfortable is I wasn't comfortable because of the double distribution day that was in progress. Okay, down here. That's what I wasn't comfortable with. There's a double distribution day in progress. So therefore, for me, take profit on your longs and see what happens next. If you get a reason to take a trade, you take a trade. If there's no reason, you don't take a trade. But again, all in real time. Okay? Right. That's 30 minutes in. Right. So now let's talk about what we're looking at next. Well, first and foremost, let's look at this low time frame. So I've been saying again for a long, long time that we've just got a range. Okay? We've just got a range. No matter how many patterns, how many triangles, diamonds, head and shoulders, whatever you've got in this, it makes no difference to me at all. It's a sideways range. Okay, so as long as we're in this sideways range, I will continue to trade it. Okay, so if this low holds, then we can look to be trading it up. Okay, and we're just continuing this. If we do come up higher, again, you guys know, if we do take out these highs, then we'll be looking back up towards range highs, up to that 30,400 level that I've been talking about. Get above that, then quite simple, I'd just be looking to take out these highs. Take out these highs. Do I get a swing failure pattern? Do I get an entry? Carry on trading it back down. Okay. Again, if it comes down to the lows, breaks out of this, another swing failure pattern, take out all the stops, reclaim back up. I'm looking for longs. I'm looking for this range to continue until I'm proven wrong. And eventually I will, and I'll take a loss, and that's absolutely fine. And then I'll move on and I'll see what's going to come next. Okay. So for now, we're in a sideways range. So forget your triangles, forget your diamonds, forget everything else. We're in a sideways range. So what happens when this range breaks? Okay, regardless of direction. So let's go to the downside first. It's the same range we've been looking at for a long period of time, treating this as the main range. Okay, this is deviation 1. Is this going to be deviation 2? Okay, if it is, I will come down. First and foremost, this zone here, interested in, but again, there's a lot of eyes on that level. Come down, fill out this thin move here. See what happens at this region. Okay, you don't have to jump straight into a position. Have patience, wait, let low time frame price action play out a little bit before you're making any rash decisions. Okay, does it come down? Does it grab some liquidity? Does it come back up? Does it reclaim back out of it? There's your long trade. Again, just let price play out before you start getting involved. Try to, don't try to catch wicks. Don't try to jump in front of price action unless you have got a trading plan. And you're looking at something like order flow in real time. But, it's knowing what you want to see. If that doesn't happen and we do get accepted back into this, then once again, we're just trading this old range. And we've talked about this time and time again, so I'm not going to go through all the individual levels within this. Go back and watch the previous videos. We're back to trading this range, okay? So that's to the downside. What about to the upside? Well, if we do break out of this one successfully, then all eyes firmly on this liquidation level up here. I say liquidation level, liquidity level, that's what I meant to say. Because we know that above these highs, we're going to have stop losses. So if we do end up coming up, taking out these stops, coming back down, changing market structure, grab the liquidity from up here, then we've got a short trigger again. Then from that short trigger, then you've got to ask yourself, A, does it get back inside this range? In that case, yep, cool, we're back to trading this range. B, does it just go straight through that range? Again, make a decision at the time. Or C, does it come back down, test it, and then carry on back up? In that case, that's quite bullish. Okay, and if that happens, then we're coming up into this range, okay? This cluster right here. Okay, that's the upside, that's the downside. So, once again, I'm not overly bullish, I'm not overly bearish. Once we get a range resolution of this, if we get a range resolution to the upside, then, yeah, okay, we'll start getting a little bit excited. But we've still got a lot of resistance back within this, okay? This is what's happening when you're trading back through price history, then you've got resistance levels that are well defined and well planned out. Okay, once you're in blue sky breakout up here, then you're just working on a few things. You're working on pretty much fib extensions and some channeling from an Elliott wave point of view. Okay, so that's when you're in price discovery. But while we're still in a historical price range, we've got great SR levels to trade from. Okay, make a lot of money. Right, that'll do. Before we go, big shout out to today's video sponsor. I've got a new video sponsor today, BingX. BingX, you can trade crypto, FX, commodities, stock indices, all using crypto. And if you use our links down in the description, then there is a deposit bonus and a prize fund available. So yeah, if you want to learn more about that, check out the links down in the description. Okay, that'll do. If you've learned something today and you want us to carry on making these videos, then let us know down in the comments, like the video, and don't forget to subscribe. All right, gang, as you were. Bye-bye.